Hey, what's going on? It's Scott. I'm recording in a hotel room today because I'm speaking tomorrow at a police conference, but I could not delay anymore getting this video out to you. There are aspects of policing that you absolutely, more times than not, have to train on your own. Therefore, in this video, I'm featuring some current and retired police officers to give you advice on what areas of training you should pursue beyond the police academy. Let's get right to it.
For all you who are just recently graduates from the academy or young police officers, let's talk about the importance of continuing education, specifically as it relates to use of force. Look, your policies are going to constantly be changing, and so what you need to do, you have to find time to continue to train and get that experience. Because here's the deal. The department will never give you enough training. So it's almost as if you have to get it on your own. And that's super important. You have to know your use of force policies. I'm an internal affairs guy, so I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to know your officers' rights. From wherever state you are in the nation, you do have Peace Officers' Bill of Rights, and that's very important for you to know. But more than important than anything, the Bible. The most important thing is your use of force policy. Keep reading it, make sure you rehearse it, and if you are just gonna read it and don't understand and comprehend what it actually is, get with someone who does, because you're the one that's putting your life on the line. And it's so important to know when you're gonna pull the trigger, when you're gonna use force, when you're gonna overcome resistance, effect an arrest, or prevent an escape of a suspect. So, it's very important. It's a message from me, Marlon Marachi, all the way out here from Los Angeles, California. Please be safe out there, and don't forget to go Code 6.
Hey there everyone, Zach Miller. I'm a legal instructor with Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training. I'm also a retired police officer. I want to take just a moment to talk about the importance of legal training for a successful law enforcement career. Now, all officers receive some basic legal training in the academy. Unfortunately, the quality of that training and the depth of coverage can vary quite considerably from academy to academy. But regardless of how comprehensive that training was, it's like everything else you learn in the academy, skill-wise. If we're not regularly being required to recall that information and apply it in real-world situations, that skill set or that knowledge base, it can diminish and it can wane. So regular legal update and legal refresher training is really important. It's critical to being able to successfully navigate a career. We need to ensure that we have the proper legal foundation to be able to make legally sound decisions, because the consequences of being wrong when it comes to legal issues can be quite significant. But we also want to make sure that our legal refresher training consists of some Fourth Amendment basics and also any developments that have occurred over the last year or whatever the time period is. Any developments in the area of search and seizure law or interrogation law. We should also be seeking out other training opportunities when it comes to legal issues outside of the agency. I like to tell officers, at the end of the day, it's your career and you should take ownership of it in order to be as successful as you possibly can. Wish you the best of luck in your career, and we will talk soon.
So there are three things that we do every single day in law enforcement. We drive, we write reports, and we talk to people. Let's focus on that last thing. We talk to people every single day. I believe as a law enforcement professional, we should constantly be taking career development classes. Constantly, or you'll never grow and you'll never become a better officer. But if I were to recommend an officer to take any course, in my opinion, it has to be on a class on a topic that you're going to do all the time. And again, we talk to people every single day. So I think a class on verbal judo or tactical communication can be an ultimate game changer for any cop. I'm sure you've seen videos online or on social media or even on the TV series Cops, where you've seen examples of great communication, and then you've seen examples of absolutely horrific communication. One video in particular comes to mind. When I used to teach at the police academy and I was a field training officer, I'd show this video to every single new hire. In this video, there was an officer processing an arrestee at their department. Now, several times, the guy didn't like the way the officers were talking to him, and he kept asking to be treated with respect. This guy was really big, very tall, and he literally dwarfed the other officers. But they wouldn't treat him with the respect that he asked for. I think they truly believed that that badge and gun was going to protect them. Trust me, it doesn't. They continued to talk down to him, and by the end of the video, that one guy beat up all three cops and then escaped. Now, when you watch that video, you realize that that whole situation could have been avoided. Sure, the guy had an attitude, but he was compliant, And all he asked for was to be respected. It wasn't until the ultimate form of disrespect, when the cop got in that guy's face and started yelling at him to sit down for no apparent reason, did he fly off the handle. Was the suspect wrong? Absolutely. But those cops brought that ass whooping on themselves. Verbal judo is one of those skills that can take most volatile situations and bring them down. It doesn't work every time, but it's a skill that has helped me tremendously over 25 years. My name is John Rappa. I'm a 25-year law enforcement officer. I teach interview and interrogation for advanced police concepts. I've written a book called Extracting the Truth on the topic of interviewing, and I have a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel called The Law Maniac.
Hi, my name's Ernie Stevens. You may have seen me in Ernie and Joe Crisis Cops on HBO, but I wanted to talk to my friends in law enforcement and really across all aspects of first responders when it comes to training. Now, I understand that training is very prevalent in this field, and I would always encourage you to take as much training as you can get. However, there are some particular types of training that have a specialty attached to them. For me, 15 years into my career of a 28-year law enforcement career with San Antonio was the crisis intervention training. That training right there truly gave me that aha moment I needed to respond to people in a mental health crisis. Now, the skills that you will learn in crisis intervention training can be diminishing skills. So I would truly encourage you to continue your training beyond just a 40-hour crisis intervention training course when it comes to responding to those in a mental health crisis, and really learn the true essence of de-escalation. Now, I'm also a realist and understand that de-escalation is not going to work every single time. However, if you know the skill set of how to properly utilize de-escalation skills and what you learn in crisis intervention training, like active listening and responding to a crisis call, I believe that this can really help sharpen your skills and make you a better first responder to the community that you serve. I truly hope that you stay safe in this career field, and remember, take advantage of all training that comes your way. But for us in law enforcement, we really don't get a choice of what calls we respond to. So avoiding mental health training is only going to make you less positive for your community that you serve. So take advantage of mental health training and continue to build on that throughout your career. Thank you and stay safe.
Hello everyone, my name is Lieutenant Eric McCants, and I currently work with the Burke County Sheriff's Department, and I'm over the Special Operations Team. What I want to talk to you a little about is about tactics that you need to continue practicing after you leave Academy. One of the first things you know always practice is defensive detects. You never know when you're going to get into that situation where you're going to have to go hands-on with a person. Knowing how to do it properly, when to act, and how to do it with the least amount of force is going to be very important in your career. Like I said, you never know where you're going to be in a fight for your life, but you got to make sure you do it the right way and know how to handle yourself in those situations. Also, make sure you stay in the gym. Make sure you start running. Cardio is going to be very important in your job. You never know when somebody's going to get on foot and take off on you. Being able to catch them and then take them to in custody without any problems is very important. Like I said, you can run into somebody and you're both tired, then what then? Also, I want to talk to you about firearms. Never stop training on your firearms. Make sure you take as many classes as you can about firearm training, whether it's firearm safety, pistol shooting drills, shooting with your shotgun, or your rifle if you're issued one. Make sure you stay trained, and also take different training than people that's around your age. See, some people teach differently. They can teach you that one little nugget that can stick with you for the rest of your career that might save your life. Also, work on handcuffing techniques. You can do it at home, practice on yourself. It's never going to be a perfect way to put on handcuffs, but make sure that you can always get to their hands and put those handcuffs on. But I say, if somebody locks your hands up onto you, you got to be able to get them from under them and secure them properly. I say, working on those things is going to help you out tremendously in your career. And also dry firing. A lot of people laugh at it, but dry firing your weapon, getting out your holster quickly, getting that good sight picture is always going to be important. But like I say, you just never know. We're going to have to go through down that road. You're going to have to pull that weapon. You might have to squeeze the trigger. Make sure you're prepared for it. Last but not least, I see a lot of time people are wearing tactical vests, outer vests. One of the biggest things I see a lot of people do is, and we have to be mindful of it, is putting our hands in our vests. We'll sit there, but I say it feels comfortable, we can rest our hands. Got to make sure we keep our hands out of our vests, which I have to be mindful of, and stay in a good interview position. Be comfortable, be able to be fluid, but make sure that you stay in a good position. You don't compromise your safety. These are just a few tips to help you stay tactically safe as you progress your career. Like I say, never stop training. Everyone stay safe.
All right, solid advice from those gentlemen. So go ahead and click here for your next video, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care and may God bless.